Hello, my name is Steve, and welcome back to episode 3 of my video game rescore series. If you're not familiar with the series, this is where I take a scene or moment from a game I really like and try to recreate some music for it. The game Oneshot is the star of today's episode, and I actually ended up loving this game way more than I expected to. The music and the story are both great, and I'm going to keep the spoilers pretty minimal, but if you haven't played this game, you should totally check it out. Before we get started, if you're just here to listen to music, refer to the description and the chapters below for the time to skip ahead to. Otherwise, I'm going to take you step by step through my scoring process as usual. We're going to start with the idea and go all the way to the finished result. As always, I hope this inspires your own creative work. If it does, consider subscribing and let me know down in the comments, and let's get started. Before we get started, you can thank Night Margin, Eliza, and Michael for their amazing work on Oneshot's soundtrack, and the best way to do so is to show some support on their Bandcamp page. The link to this will be in the description, and thank you all for your great work on the soundtrack. My inspiration this time around didn't necessarily come from a specific song, although the soundtrack is amazing. Rather, I was more inspired with the setting and the situation the main character, Nico, finds themselves in upon setting out in the world for the first time when they enter the Barrens. I wanted to capture that feeling of absolute aloneness in a foreign place and all the anxiety that comes with that. I started this process off with this riff I came up with on my guitar. I really like the feeling this riff evokes, and amazingly, I'm just playing two notes, D and F sharp, just around a bunch of different octaves. Between D and F sharp is a major interval, but between F sharp and the next highest D is an augmented fifth interval, which evokes this feeling of instability, perfect for what I'm going for. The rhythm is also this staggered pattern that never feels just quite right either. I went ahead and strummed some F sharp and D chords for some experimentation that we'll get to later. All this guitar work is nice, but of course Oneshot's soundtrack is full of synths, so I recorded that same riff from earlier on a nice digital synth sound drenched in delay and reverb. Continuing the idea of using more synths, I can't do a video without touching the Matriarch, so I came up with this cool plucky arpeggio, again drenched in more delay and reverb. I thought some glitchy percussion would fit this track pretty well, so I came up with this riff on the Moog DFAM, and this is all running through a compressor and some more reverb. The whole idea at this point is pretty solid, which is exactly the point in my writing process that I like to get experimental. Remember that acoustic guitar riff recording earlier? I ran it through the Hologram Chroma console pedal, which is providing all sorts of glitchy effects, and this is what it sounds like now. And finally, those guitar chords I was strumming, I ran that through some chorus and reverb, and now it's a nice light background texture. And that's pretty much it. Before I play the full track for you, thanks so much again for checking out the video. Go play some video games, go write some music, do something creative, and if this inspired you to do any of that, let me know down in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.